Hello, welcome to ADGM Think, where we ask thought leaders what they think. My name is Peter Ware. I'm Head of Research and Development at ADGM Academy's Research Center. We're in the midst of collaboration with UAEs University. We're undertaking a project with them to try and determine what are the common problem statements that the UAE's financial sector are facing. Today, I'm very pleased to be joined by Dr. Thouraya Labben, who is part of the College of Business and Economics at UAEs University. Now, Thouraya, you're leading the research team, the faculty team that are undertaking this research project. So we're very pleased to have you here this morning. Thank you. Now, let's take a step back before we get into the actual project itself. The traditional idea of academia is publish or perish. Now, while publishing research in academic journals is critically important, increasingly, there seems to be more interest in engaging with industry. So from your perspective as an academic, why is that engagement with industry so important or becoming more important?
I think, Peter, the collaboration with the industry is very important. First of all, let's take it from strategic point of view, competition point of view, from all the universities. As you know, international accreditations, they consider there's one important criterion, which is the collaboration with the industry. Why is this important for the international ranking organizations and the accreditation organization? Is the only way to make sure that the programs are relevant and that the universities are forming the future workforce, that there is an alignment between the student skills and the market, is to make sure that there is a practical knowledge embedded in our programs. So yes, collaboration with the industry is very important to make sure that we embed practical knowledge in our program for the relevance and to prepare the future workforce to meet the needs of the industry. There is another new criterion coming up, which is also research impact. Okay, so the universities are in the middle of a lot of transformation, is to make sure how our research is impactful, how our research is adding value to the community. When we say community, it's community at large. It means also involving the business is part of the community. So we have to make sure that the research we do is adding value to the business world.
Excellent. Okay. So how does the UAE, in terms of engagement between academia and industry, how does it compare here to other countries around the world?
So, if we look a little bit to some statistics, UAE expenditure in research in terms of GDP percentage is 1.3%. Okay. So it ranks around the 36 worldwide in terms of research expenditure. We can see also there is a correlation between the amount of the budget spent and the research productivity in terms of publication, one of the indicators. But when we compare UAE to, for example, Singapore, which is commonly the benchmark for UAE, we are lagging behind when you look to the research productivity from budget point of view, but also from productivity point of view, we are lagging behind. So there is a lot. Things are changing, things are progressing, but there is still more effort to be done in order to be more productive when it comes to research.
Okay, so there's room for improvement. You said that we can rank number 36, but hopefully together we can move the UAE up the rankings. So that brings us to the research project that we're undertaking together. So we're working with UAE University and collaborating with banks across the country to try and identify what some of the common challenges that they're facing, what are some of the potential opportunities that they're facing, Can you talk about some of the findings so far? So this research is still underway, but you've already undertaken several interviews. What does it look like so far?
It was very, very good experience. We've interviewed more than 12 leading leaders in the banking sector here in the UAE, and we identified very interesting findings. So I'll try to summarize them in three, four points. I think the first common outcome from this research is that embracing technology is a must. Okay, it's not a choice anymore. So, however, the challenge for the banks and the financial sector is how to make it really not just a Me Too approach, but how to make this digital transformation like part of the strategic thinking of the banks in order to create value and to create a competitive advantage that differentiate each bank from its own direct competitors. The other aspect, I think it is related to blockchain and fintech. When it comes to fintech, there is an agreement that fintech is creating a new market through new products that are cheaper and more secure. However, there is a threat from the banking perspective. There are like 2 points of views. So few bankers, they think that fintech is really an opportunity for them. It's opened up new markets for them, and there is room for collaboration with fintech companies. But other banks are a little bit skeptical, and I see fintech as a threat. But the threat is not only from a fintech company, is also from big tech. So maybe this is also happening when you look a little bit to the education sector. We can see, like, for example, Amazon, Facebook, you name it. They're taking over a lot of the market of online education. So this is also the same as like something similar that is maybe it could happen in the future in the banking sector. So we need to watch up a little bit these big tech companies when it comes to the fintech. The blockchain. We felt that the tendency is that the banking sector is a little bit skeptical towards blockchain, even if the UAE central bank here, they adopted blockchain. But I think it is due to the fact that they don't know what is it still. Okay, what is the added value? Why? How? So there are a lot of questions still around the blockchain topic. Of course, cybersecurity is a major threat for the banking sector, but the final point is the integration. How to integrate all these new technologies together. So they are talk a lot the complexity of the integration, and at the same time how to make this integration flexible, in the sense that technology is evolving each day. So how to, while we are integrating, this integration will help cope with the continuous development of technology or technological innovation. So and the last point, I think it is very important also to look to the skills gap. Okay, so one of the interviewees said that we don't need salesperson anymore. We need more engineers than salesperson, and I think this is where there is a huge skills gap in the market when it comes to all this process of digitalization of the banking sector.
Okay, interesting. There's a lot of food for thought there. So it sounds like there's more opportunities for collaboration in terms of with fintech and big tech. But it sounds like there's also a lot of future research opportunities in terms of digital transformation generally. You talked about blockchain and a better understanding of how to utilize blockchain, integration, obviously, of new technologies into banking environments. and then obviously skills from a training perspective. So from an academic perspective, how can academia help to solve some of these challenges and provide more insights to industry?
I think, as you said, we are in the heart of the topic. I think, as we said, collaboration between the academic world and the academia is very important. I think the academic world can bring a little bit certain know-how on how to solve these challenges by collaborating on the main priorities of the banking sector. And I think here it's a learning journey, okay, because this is new to everyone. It's new for academics and new for the banking sector, all this digitalization process. And I think we can work together to share to identify best practices, share best practices. Maybe also there is a need for benchmarking, maybe between the banking sector, to share all these cases or learnings, if I would say, that would come from different experiences in the different in the different organizations. Maybe case studies writing will be also a good way of disseminating this knowledge and sharing knowledge. Benchmarking could be also an area where the academic they can help. But I think one major way to share knowledge between the two words, if I would say, is multiplying the events where we can meet together. Like last year, we organized Abu Dhabi Global Market. They organized the conference and ADGM Academy, and it was really insightful, an insightful event. We as academics, we networked with the banks. The bank, they were networked with us. When by discussing, we identified a lot of areas where we can work together to overcome all these challenges that I have just summarized in previously.
Excellent. You mentioned learning journey. I love that term, and the engagement obviously between academia and banks. So you say that you're learning as well. So it sounds like it's not just a one-way street. Academia can teach industry. It sounds like industry can teach academia as well. So why is that important for future research?
So as you said, Peter, so collaboration is a two-way street. Academics, they have the theoretical knowledge, they can bring in the fundamental knowledge, and the industry can bring in more the practical expertise, the contextual aspects of their problems and challenges. So collaborating will help bridging that gap between the two words. Okay, so academics, they are like a little bit more they do research for the sake of knowledge. Okay, because this is our purpose in academia. But at the same from the other side, the industry, they need knowledge, but they want to monetize it. Okay, and I think even if we have two different cultures, but they bring together the two culture will I think will bridge that gap, because research can bring what we can rigor in terms of research. We can bring in cutting edge findings to the industry. The industry can bring in their knowledge of and know-how, like on a daily basis, how to do things. And this is where innovation can happen, is when we bridge that gap between the two words. Innovation would be like the outcome of this collaboration between the two words.
I love the term bridging the gap. That's another good one. So this really is about uniting industry or theory and practice for the benefit of all. Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us. I truly value the collaboration that we're undertaking between UAE University and ADGM Academy's Research Center. It's proving very worthwhile, and look forward to many more collaboration opportunities in the future. So thank you for joining us here on ADGM Think.